In rival restaurants, you play as zany chefs preparing colorful dishes in chaotic restaurants. The game plays fast, has a lot of interaction. Mix in some crazy bartering and lots of laughs, and you have yourself a good time. So how does it play, and what do I think? Let's set it up and discuss. Hello friends, let's take a look at, oh, I need the box. Hello friends, let's take a look at Rival Restaurants, published by Games and designed by Gary Alaka, Rob Chu, and John Kang. Rival Restaurants plays 2 to 6 players in about 45 to 60 minutes, maybe a little longer the first time, and if you have more people. In Rival Restaurants, you play as competing chefs.
Wait, stop the review. Since we've played this game 3 players a lot, I figured, well, why just review it myself? Why not all of us review it? So we're going to review it 3 players. On my Instagram, I've been doing a giveaway for Root. So we decided to do a little something special here. Somewhere in this video, there is a hidden vagabond. If you can spot it, leave a comment down below. If you're the first one to spot it, you're going to get 3 additional entries to the giveaway. So if you haven't entered, go to my Instagram @BoardDad and enter the giveaway. Or if you've already entered and you're the first one to comment, you're going to get 3 extra entries. So keep an eye out for that vagabond. I'm not going to go into a rules explanation. We're just going to talk about how we felt about the game and what we liked, what we didn't like, what we think you would like, and what we think you may not like. Okay, so right off the bat, did you like the game? Did you like Rival Restaurants?
Yes.
Did you like Rival Restaurants?
I did.
Are you just saying that?
Yes.
Maybe.
In all seriousness, yes, I did like this game.
Okay, cool. I feel the same way. I really like the game. So when you first saw this game, what was the first thing that caught your attention?
Food.
Food, okay.
Definitely.
Straight to the point.
Definitely, like with all other things, no matter what it is, the art style.
The art, yeah, the art is cool. Yeah. And other than the food, what else drew you in?
The chefs.
The chefs, okay. Awesome. Yeah, I agree with the art style. The art style is really catchy. I think the art style is very, very important, right? Because if we're going into a shop and we see this game on Sydney's going to act it all out for us. And you see this game on the shelf, the art style is going to call to you, right? Call to you. But then it's got to be more than just the art, because at least what I do is I'll look at a game, it'll catch my eye, and then I'll go on the phone and I'll look it up, right? I'll go to BGG, I'll go to whatever, and just look at what the game's about. Yeah, just like that. So is this game more than just good looking art?
Yes, more.
Yeah,
More.
it does. And I'm not really a board gamer either. I'm more of a video gamer. So something that also drew me in was the food, and the crazy chefs reminded me a lot of Overcooked, if you've ever played that game. So that drew me in too.
Yeah, Overcooked is cool. Yeah, it's exactly what I thought too. The game's not perfect, and we're going to talk about certain things that maybe we didn't like. But let's just show a shot of the board here. We have it set up on the table, and you can see the art style is really cool. There's a lot of variety in the ingredients. So briefly, the game flows like this. You collect money at the beginning of the day, right? Then you decide what market you're going to go buy. You buy the ingredients. Sometimes you have to barter for the ingredients and go into like a bidding war to see who's going to get the if 2 or more people want the same ingredient. Then you're going to take your ingredients and put them on your recipes. Once you have all the ingredients that a recipe requires, then you can complete it, gain popularity points, and continue from there. The first to 20 points wins the game. Did you think the game was too long, too short, just right? What did you think, Sydney?
So The game is like pretty long, but it doesn't feel like it because there's a lot of talking and just messing around.
Okay, Daniel.
I think it really depends. At times it can feel really short, especially if, you get everything super fast. You're gonna jump all the way to 20 points super fast. So I think it can be a little bit on the short side, but it's definitely still good.
So do you think the game flows well?
Yeah, it flows well. I think the parts where it usually gets stuck is during other phases when you're trying to, come up with barters with people right before the buy and barter phase. So
Yeah, and then you get lost and you're like, wait, what phase are we in?
Okay, so there's 3 phases in the game: money and move, buy and barter, and cook and counter. What would you say is your favorite phase?
buy and barter.
And yours?
Buy and barter.
Why is that your favorite phase?
Because you can steal people's stuff.
And Daniel, why do you think that's your favorite phase?
Mostly because the bartering aspect of the game is probably where it shines the most. So it can get really crazy.
Right? Because in the buy and barter phase, it's the only phase in the game that's time limited, right? It's 1 minute, and you have 1 minute to buy ingredients, to make deals. You can only go to one market per day. So that doesn't mean you can only buy from one market per day, because if I go, for example, to the chop shop and Daniel is at the fruit stand and I want something from the fruit stand, well, I could, if I have the money, I could tell him, hey, so the fruit stand is $100. So I could tell him, hey, I will give you 200 coins to get me a tomato. And he has to decide if he wants to give it to me or not. A lot of times Daniel will sell the farm for right?
Don't judge me.
So there's all that interaction. But you only have 1 minute, so you got to be quick, right? However, you can make these deals in other phases or talk about them, but they don't actually happen till the buy and barter. So the buy and barter phase is by far the life of the game, and the loudest part of the
It
game.
can get very loud.
Right? Okay, so we like the art. We like how the game flows. The playtime is not too bad, especially if you already know how to play. It moves. We've played this game a lot, right?
Yeah, definitely a lot
Like
of
5
fun.
times.
We've played this game a lot. We've covered it a lot. We hope we haven't oversaturated you with this game, but the fact that we have played it a lot means that we can give you an honest opinion of, we don't know it 100%, but we have a real good feel for it. So what would you say are the negative things about the game? I can start there. So one thing that some people don't like, we didn't really have a problem with it, were these action cards. So these action cards, of course I got 2 of the same.
Oh,
These action cards can either help you or hurt you. And a lot of times they hurt you, but they don't hurt you, they hurt your opponents. So there's a little bit of this take that aspect. Not a lot. I mean, it didn't really bother us, right?
It makes it more
no,
fun.
not really.
Yeah, it really was a lot of fun. And I think that's where you have to come at it with this game. You have to chill, you have to relax, you gotta have fun. If you do get one of these cards played against you, just laugh about it and move on.
Maybe just let go of that chillness just a little bit.
Yeah,
Just I wouldn't have the person who you played the card against cook you food tonight. I wouldn't.
that's a good point.
Don't play a card against your mom.
That's a good point.
That's the worst.
Was there any negatives that you can think of?
One thing, when the other person doesn't accept your deal, like Daniel's green beans or beans.
That I can think of, maybe just some character abilities can be a little over the top. Let me see if I can find him in this deck.
All right, let's see what he's gonna look for. He forgot one, so I don't know if it's there.
I think it's
Yeah.
that guy.
So what he can do is basically, if he's in a market, everyone else can't go there anymore. And I think that can be a little overpowered, especially since the person who plays him most likely won't want to make a deal with you for them to get something for you in that market. But other than that, I don't really have a problem with it.
Okay, cool. One other, I guess you could say, negative that I experienced was the 2-player game. So this game really shines at 3 or more players. And I tried playing it at 2 players with my non-gamer wife, who we'll talk a little more about her shortly. But the 2-player variant, it works. Don't get me wrong, it works. But you play with a team of chefs. So each of you chooses 3 chefs to control plus an NPC chef. And that NPC, you can use it to disrupt other players or to buy stuff from another market for an extra 100 coin. So for a new player, controlling 4 characters essentially can be a little overwhelming. Each chef has their ability, and so every day you choose a different chef to control. So there's a lot to remember. And again, it could be a little daunting the first time. So if you're going to introduce new players to this game, I suggest playing the 3+ player version of the game.
Yeah.
Right?
This is definitely more,
So
I guess...
get your sibling, get your parent, and
Your
get
dog.
your grandma. Get your dog. Get anyone you can find, even someone who lives outside your house.
Yeah, this is definitely, I guess you could say, a party game.
In a way, it's definitely shines at more players. Now, of course, the more players you have, the louder it's going to get, and maybe the longer it's going to be. We didn't try it at more than 3 players. No, yeah, we did.
4.
We played it at 4. Sorry, we did play it at 4, and 4 was great. And the 4th one was my wife, who again, she's not too much into games. The games have to be a certain way for her to play it, but that really speaks well of this game, because she saw how much fun we were having, and then she's like, oh, I want to play that game. And the 3-player version, no problem. The 2-player version, just with me, I don't know if it was just me, but it did stall a little bit, so keep that in mind. One other thing to point out, this tray is really nice to organize the game afterwards, right? And it serves as the discard tray during the game. However, if you're sitting across from it, it could be hard to see the items on the other market.
Especially if you're sitting on this side, there's the dumpster and this.
Yeah, if you have a big table, that can be a problem.
So we decided that actually the first game we had it off to the side, right?
Yeah.
So that's something to consider. Not a big deal by far, but just something we wanted to point out. Okay, so that's pretty much what we think of Rival Restaurants. It's a good game. It's not perfect, but it's a lot of fun. It has a lot of personality. It has a lot of character. It's definitely a game that if somebody's watching you play, they're gonna want to play it, right?
So if you have someone in your house who's not a big board game fan, and you want to introduce them to the game, but you don't know what, here's a suggestion. You go into your shelf of board games, and you're like, I wonder what to choose. And we scream at you, choose Rival Restaurants! Cause do it! Cause it's good!
Alright. And if you need a promoter, you can hire Sydney here, because she's good. So actually she brings up a good point, and that's how we're going to end this review. I'm going to try for every game we review to add at the end
An inspirational quote.
No. To add a rating for it for a non-gamer. So how likely is a non-gamer, like Mom, going to want to play this game? And there's 3 possibilities. 1, Set it up. That means I love it. Let's play it. I'll think about it. It means, I don't know. Might have too many rules. Maybe. I'm not sure. And 3.
No
Don't
way.
even mention it.
Yeah, don't even mention it. So this game gets a...
Set it
Well...
up. Right here, here's the picture.
Well...
Here's the picture. This
yeah,
is what
well, you know what? We're going to show 2 pictures. Because it depends. If it's the 3+ player version for a non-gamer, she says, set it up.
Set it up. Right here.
If it's the 2-player version, it gets a, I'll think about it.
Here's the other picture.
Here we go. So maybe that'll help you with a non-gamer in your life. Also, what did you think of this 3-person review format? Did you like it?
Put it in there.
I was like, wait, what are we waiting for?
All right, let's try that again. Hold on. Also, what did you think of this 3-person review format? Did you like it?
Put it in the comments.
Next time, remember your lines. All right, guys, so that's it. So remember, we are running that giveaway on Instagram for that other game. And if you have spotted the vagabond somewhere in this video, be sure to put it in the comments. If you're the first one to spot it, you're going to get 3 extra entries in the giveaway. And of course, you have to have entered already, or if you want to, you can enter after this. And the entry requirements are on the post, and the giveaway ends on Saturday. So be sure to do that. And finally, if you like this video, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. We have quite a few games lined up that we are going to be playing, we're going to be reviewing, and hopefully you enjoy it. But that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
That's where I can. Oh!